Hey guys, welcome to another video. And in this video, we are going to talk about MEM. Actually, Rachna is going to talk about MEM, which is Masters of Engineering Management. I contacted Rachna. She's studying in Pune University and she was up for making a video. But before getting into the video, I would like to mention a couple of things. There are Facebook groups which I've made. The link will be in the description. You can check them out. I have an Instagram account. Go follow me if you'd like. And let's get into the video. Rachna can introduce herself and then we'll go along with it.
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Rachna. I did my undergrad from BITS Pilani Goa campus in mechanical engineering. I graduated in 2016. I worked for a year as a business analyst at ZS Associates, and after that, I came for my master's here at Purdue in engineering management. My specializing in mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are three types of engineering
Yeah.
management:
Yeah.
mechanical specialization, aero,
and
just engineering management, which
management.
is general stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you briefly tell like what was your profile like, GPA, GRE?
Sure. When I applied this year, my total GPA was 8.02 on a scale of 10. My GRE score was 332 and my TOEFL was 117. Um, a couple of important internships, I guess. I did my thesis in numerical methods in fluid flow in RWTH in Aachen, Germany, and my major undergrad project was in MEMS sensor design, which I did for 3 semesters. So these were the major things that I worked on. Besides, I had a summer internship at the end of my second year for 2 months.
Which was that?
That was at Tarpur Atomic Power Station. It was a study of diesel generator systems. So kind of a mixed profile here.
Yeah. Can you explain a little bit how did you shortlist universities and how you ended up at Purdue?
Yeah, sure. So, actually, my story is that I didn't directly apply for an engineering management program in the first place. I applied for a Master's of Science in Mechanical Engineering because I wanted to move from the business analyst role that I was pursuing to back to mechanical engineering. So that was my goal. So I can talk about how I shortlisted the ME courses, if that sounds right.
Just to clarify, this is how she shortlisted ME courses and not MEM.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you why she did that in a while.
Yeah. So, there were a couple of areas that I was interested in, and I tried to look for research areas that were a best match for my profile. So, my internship was in simulations, and my project was on sensor design for a biological application. So I tried to look out for professors who worked in product design and development and in biomechanical engineering, basically. So those were my concentrations when I was applying this year. And so yeah, I try to look at universities which offered these research areas, and uh, I just went by the professor's work basically, and I try to like classify it as safe, moderate, ambitious, everyone does. Yeah. So that was my basic approach.
So you went to university's website, looked up particularly your program and looked up the professors.
Yeah, exactly. So I looked up each and every research lab, specifically, not even the programs. I was looking at research labs and what work they were doing, what every professor was doing. So, so that I can put that in my SOP and mention that these are the professors that I want to work with.
Now, yeah, I just want to mention a thing that not a lot of people do that, and that is very important. That's what I've been trying to implement since a long time in every of my videos regarding shortlist. You have to look up what research area is matching your research, and that's how you go. You can't just ask somebody, give me a university list and I'll apply.
And that's just crazy because everybody wants to work in a particular field. And I mean, I think masters is all about what field you are interested in. So in my case, this was the second time I was applying, and it was like a make or break thing for me. Like if I didn't go this time, I wouldn't have come for a master's. I would have done my MBA in India. So this time what happened is that the only MS admit I got was from ASU, and the other two admits were from. So basically, Purdue contacted me saying that I can transfer my application to the MEM program instead of ME. And same with Maryland, which said that I can apply to the professional master's program in engineering. I guess why that happened was probably because I had work experience for 1 year, but in like a different field. That's my best guess. I mean, I still don't know, but yeah, that's my best guess. So I looked up a lot about ME. I talked to the seniors who are working here, and I realized that the only difference is that instead of research credits, I'll be doing management credits. And then I can still work on the things that I'm interested in through independent studies and through contacting professors directly. However, that eliminated my chances of getting a TA or an RA ship
Okay.
because our program does not offer
Does not have thesis.
does
so
not have thesis.
blocks out the
Yeah, exactly.
options.
So we are not allowed to do any kind of assistantship at Purdue.
Okay.
So that was a major drawback for me. And
Exactly
yeah,
how it has happened in our case, where we have been given two options. If you're doing thesis, then you will be eligible for TRA.
yeah,
If you're not doing thesis, then
yeah. So that was the major thing that I had to choose. Okay, so assistantships are pretty rare to come by, even for
in MEM.
in MEM, it's not the option's not there. Basically,
Okay.
you are not allowed to do any sort of assistantship, be it an RA, TA, or a GA. So there is no funding as such, but you can look for on-campus employment or a grader position. So even in the normal master's program, funding is very hard to come by, but you are still eligible to apply for TA ships and RA ships, and a lot of students do that in the
In MEM?
normal master's program in ME.
In ME, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Nikhil, if you remember, who was there in two live sessions or one live session, he just got funded by his professor. I might have another live session or an offline video with him. Stay tuned for that. Continuing with this one. Can we talk about what are the subjects which you're taking this time?
So yeah, according to my curriculum, I have to take 3 management subjects, 5 ME subjects, 1 interdisciplinary subject, and 1 math course. The interdisciplinary subject can be either from ME or it can be from any other field that I choose. Uh, so the 3 management courses are, one is in marketing, one is accounting, and the third one can be either operations or strategy, depending on what you want to pursue. So the first two, accounting and marketing, have to be done in the first semester itself, and that's where things get very hectic for MEM students, is what I'd say, because you already have 2 management courses, and if you take 2 engineering courses, it adds a lot to your plate, because a lot of normal master's students just do 2 engineering courses and a math course, or they have 2 engineering courses and their research credits or whatever. But if you're doing 4, 5 courses, it does get really hectic. Yeah, so my 2 engineering courses this semester were, the first one was analysis of thermal systems, and the second one was intermediate fluid mechanics.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is mechanical or interdisciplinary?
This is mechanical.
Okay.
Both of them are ME subjects, and there was another course I took that we can take. It's called ELI. It's called Experiential Learning Initiative, So basically, it's like you get to work with a client on a consulting project, and that's a pretty cool experience. It does not count towards your course credits for
Okay.
ME students. For just the EM students, it does. Like the third special. So the general engineering management students can
Mhm.
take it up as an elective,
Okay.
but for ME students, it does not count.
Uh,
Yeah, so I just did it for the experience, and it was like a proper consulting experience with a firm, and I just wanted to try it out, so I took that up.
nice.
My thermal systems course was more of HVAC and understanding HVAC systems, and our final project included designing a heat pump system for heating and cooling applications in northeastern regions of US.
Okay.
So that was a very, very intense subject, but I think I learned a lot
Mm-hmm.
from it. The other engineering subject was intermediate fluid mechanics.
Okay.
I think I took too much on my plate by
But
taking
too
two
much.
engineering, two management, and ELI in
What
the
were the
same
management
semester.
courses?
It was accounting and marketing.
Okay.
So MEM students have to take accounting and marketing
Basic.
in the first
So
semester
that's a
itself.
mandatory requirement.
That's a mandatory requirement, and what my reasoning was to lessen my course load in like the last semester so that I can focus on getting a job and I don't have to pay full-time tuition.
Mhm.
But I
true.
really say that it's not advisable to take 5 courses in your first semester because you also
At
have
least
to,
in second year, you can.
yeah,
You do
can-
have to do 33 credits, right?
I have to do 30 credits.
Okay. For us, it's 33. So I've taken 11 already. I'll be taking 15 next semester.
Oh wow.
And then
Yeah.
by the last semester, I
Yeah.
just have 7. So the credit system works like that, at least at Purdue.
Yeah.
That if you're taking more than 8 credits, you'll have to pay $15,000, $60,000.
Yeah.
And if you're taking less than 8 credits, so if you're taking 7, then you'll have to pay $7,000.
Yeah.
That is $1,000 per credit.
So
That's how
that
everybody
was
get.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
get to finish your degree in cheaper in 1.5
Early.
years. Yeah, early.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's very advisable because it's a lot of stress.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
don't take it in first semester.
Yeah,
Take it
yeah, it's
Exactly.
crazy. Yeah.
Don't do
But
it in that
don't do
first
it in your
semester.
first semester because you'll also be searching for internships.
Yeah.
And then it leaves you with no time at all to search for an internship. But that's how you learn. Like next semester, I won't have so much load, so I'll be fine.
So here's the right time. We'll transition to job opportunities
Yeah.
in MEM, and which is the main concern for everyone who
Yeah.
comes to US.
Yeah, so actually, if you don't want to do research and just get into the industry, MEM is pretty good in terms of the degree getting over early. But I also say that getting a job here in the US depends a lot on your prior experience in that particular field. So if you can take some relevant work experience before doing your masters, I think that will be a very good value add because a lot of people in MEM have like 2 years of work ex in some specific field like product design or something like that.
Okay.
So they can already put that in their resume and that really stands out. I mean, what counts here is not your grades as much as your relevant experience.
Yeah.
In that particular field. So
Because by the end of the course, everybody wants a job.
a job. Yeah, exactly.
In MEM, you can't do PhD, right? After MEM?
You can, like, I know a senior who has gone down that path.
No, but like, what are you?
So he was in chemical engineering. He did his MEM in the general area, but then he took all chemical biochemistry courses.
Okay.
And then he worked for a year at a company that he interned with. I think it was a pharma company, and then he used that experience to put on his PhD application.
Okay.
And then he's doing his PhD right now here at Purdue actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So you were mentioning before that the department helps you a lot in getting job and preparing for not getting a job but preparing for that process.
Yeah, so about that, so we have a seminar in which a lot of focus is given to the job search process, and like how to fine tune your resumes, write cover letters, and all that. And I think our program associate director, he is very supportive in terms of when it comes to it getting your resume reviewed and cover letters reviewed and all that stuff. And I think he's very actively looking out for opportunities with companies as collaborators, who can, take our students as interns. So that's pretty great. But I'd say that ultimately it's up to the students to apply. And I know that all the seniors who have received internship opportunities, they had applied to at least 500 to 600 companies. Yeah.
I have a list of for civil as well, 800 companies.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to be persistent in your efforts, and I think that's not just for our program, it's for any program.
Exactly.
You have to be at it like every single day. There
Exactly.
is no shortcut.
Which I've not been
Yeah.
doing since a while.
Me neither. Yeah, there is no shortcut, I guess. So it does not depend on the program as much as it depends on your work experience and what you do after coming to college, what you've done before coming to college. It's all up to your experience. And since even I am actively searching for an internship, I don't think I'm really in a position to comment, because I'm also in a very early stage.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to make more videos with the seniors who have already gone through the process,
I
and
think
which
that'd
will
be
help.
very helpful.
Yeah. On that note, I've been working with Rishabh on this internship thing, which might be very interesting to you, because you can access to those documents and to that plan even before coming to the university. So I'm going to tell you more about that in a couple of coming weeks on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel and like this video, and we'll continue the whole MEM thing again. Next thing would be how general engineering management is different to specialization in engineering management, which is related to mechanical.
Yeah. So in ME, you have to take 5 courses that are strictly ME. And in EM, you can basically take any courses as long as they're systems related, I think.
What do you mean by systems?
So there are some courses that are listed as systems courses, and you have to do certain number of systems credits. So you can look it up on the MEM website.
I'm going to link that in the description.
In the description. So you can read more about the course structure and stuff. So basically that's the main difference between ME and EM.
How many students are there in your batch?
So there are about 40 to 45 students, I think.
And do you know how many applications do they get every year?
No, I'm not aware of that, actually. Yeah.
Okay. And out of those 40 to 45, what would be the percentage of general EM and mechanical?
So I'd say that most of the students are general EM. There are about 6 to 7 students who are specializing in ME, about 5 to 6 in AAE, and the rest are in EM.
Talking about if I pick up a student who is graduating with a MEM degree, what kind of work he can expect from a company, or which department he'll be put into?
So you mean to say a general engineering management students versus
versus mechanical.
So I think again it depends on your profile, but I'd also say that a lot of EM students take up IE courses, the industrial engineering courses. So they try to focus on roles like supply chain and operations, those kind of roles, marketing. So I know a senior who is working in the marketing department of Daimler. So he is, but he is an ME. He's specializing in ME basically. Okay. So it really depends on what kind of courses you pick and what your profile is.
Sometimes it even depends on the company you're applying to, and what positions they have, right? Like if they think you're a worthy candidate. For example, you have been working as a data analyst, right?
Business analyst, yeah.
Business analyst. Yeah. So it doesn't even matter that you're from mechanical. They think you're worthy enough to handle that
role,
thing.
in India, I'd say, and in here, all that matters is how much experience you have in that field is
Okay.
what I feel like. If your resume has those buzzwords that they're looking for in their job description, or your cover letter has those buzzwords, then that's how you get through the screening. Basically, that's what I've heard. So yeah. Let's see, it's a work in progress.
For everyone, it's crazy right now.
Yeah.
It's like a ticking bomb.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on, job fairs, career fair.
Career fairs.
How was it for you? Because I remember it was
I
crazy
think
for us.
it was pretty overwhelming. Because
And the first one was
first one it's called the Industrial Roundtable, and it's pretty crazy.
For MU, it's IR.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought like you had this with Granite or something.
So no, because most people want to get into engineering roles, kind of. So some people also go to Granite's fair, but most people have gone to the Industrial Roundtable.
So I went to IR as well.
Yeah. IR is pretty crazy. I mean,
totally.
There are thousands of people.
And you see the famous companies like, I think Microsoft were there. And Amazon was there, and they had a long queue.
They'll have a queue that's like miles long. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even exaggerating when I'm saying this. Like JPL had a queue that started at 7 a.m. in the morning, when IR starts at 9 basically. So they were in the queue since 7 a.m. and still they took like 2 hours to get to. Yeah, it was crazy because JPL was taking international students and they didn't really have any prerequisites as such. But I mean, I just say that pick and choose your companies, because you can only go to a specific set of companies, and that's a mistake I made. I did pick and choose my companies, but then I gave in to temptation, as you would say, when I went to the IR, because not all companies take international students, so you can filter out like a majority of companies that way, and then look for the roles that you want. Look for if they're even taking people of your major, so you all that information is available even before you go to the career fair.
They give out a list of companies. They'll not mention that if they are taking international students. Usually they do.
Yeah, so Purdue has an app and you can leverage that.
You can.
Yeah.
They mention that if they are interested in talking to international students or not.
Yeah.
Which makes it much easier. You go to the websites. I was researching 3 days before my career fair.
You have to research before your IR, otherwise you will be in a mess. I mean, I researched and I still was in a mess.
I think we can skip the first one because it's just so overwhelming. You see all these companies right there, and people are lining up.
I think I just say that they have something to talk about in the IR. It's very important that you have something to talk about, and that's why probably work experience makes a lot of difference. Especially,
you can talk about what you worked. So you probably talked about your internship in Germany,
I talked about I actually talked about my design project that I did for 3 semesters, because I could like phrase it as a product design thing. So that's what I talked about.
Also, there's a competition. All the university students here have 3 internships. Every summer they'll intern, which makes them ahead of us, because work experience counts a lot. So you have 9 months of experience, and if, for example, I did 2 internships, so I'll have 6 months, which makes them ahead already, and they're native students.
They're citizens, so it makes a lot of difference.
Exactly.
So try to get as much experience as you can in your field. Like,
especially in MEM, it counts a lot.
So I think ours is one of the few programs that take people without work experience, and I think that's good if you're looking to do something like fresh out of undergrad. But I'd still say that job search probably becomes a tad bit easier if you have some in your relevant field.
Mm.
Yeah, because I'm facing difficulties right now.
Even though you had a year of experience?
Yeah, but that's like as a business analyst, that's not an ME. So, yeah, I mean, some people say that any kind of work experience counts, even if it's not in your field, but I'd say relevant experience counts more. Yeah.
Well, it gives you a point to talk about if you have any kind of work experience.
Yeah.
Now, if you have relevant kind of work experience which is specific to that company, makes a huge ton of difference.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next, we'll talk about how MS in mechanical is different with MEM in mechanical. MEM with mechanical specialization.
Yeah.
Right?
So the major differences, instead of research credits, I have to do management credits. I have to do 3 management subjects which are worth 9 credits.
Which is from Granite School of Management.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say that you get to learn a lot in those management subjects, but if your inclination is really research, then you should definitely consider a Master of Science program. But if your main focus is to like get a job in the industry, you can consider an MEM program, but then the only drawback is that you won't have research experience. You can get that experience through independent studies and through working with a professor, like informally. But yeah, that's the only major difference. What advantages it has is that it's very flexible compared to the Master of Science program.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because we can graduate in 1.5 years, because we don't have to do a thesis basically, and I mean, our department is very supportive in terms of doing an internship at any point of time. During our coursework, so that's the advantage.
I think we have covered all the points. To conclude the whole video, let me go through everything. Rachna is studying MEM at Purdue University. She's a graduate from BITS, Goa. She did her internship in Germany, in Aachen, right? And she mentioned some couple of things about shortlisting universities, how she went along with shortlisting universities, how Purdue's mechanical department deferred her to MEM, and she accepted the offer, which made sense to her. Regarding job opportunities, there are job opportunities. It is difficult. She mentioned that you have to apply to 500, 600 companies, which is with everyone, with everyone except for CS.
Probably, yeah.
Talking about funding, you cannot get funding in MEM. If it's mechanical, if it's aerospace, if it's general MEM, you cannot get funding because it's a non-thesis course which you can finish in 1.5 years.
Yes.
Can you finish it in 1 year?
Yeah.
15 credits you can,
accelerated, but it doesn't make sense because
for international students it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense because you should graduate with an internship. I mean,
which is your CPT period. Which is your CPT period,
CPT. Because otherwise, why would anybody give you a job if you don't have the relevant experience? And internships are the only way to get experience in the US.
Exactly. So talking about job fairs, that there's a lot of companies which will come, but you'll have to filter them out according to some which will hire international and some which will hire both, obviously. So first would be overwhelming, but after that you get used to it. Yeah. But you have to work through it. You have to research about the companies and which positions are available. And that is it for the video. Yep. Thanks for Rachna for being in this video, because I've talked to a couple of people, but I didn't find anybody from MEM. Finally, there's a video of MEM. I'm happy about it. And that is it for video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that. Like this video. There are some Facebook groups. I'll leave the link. I'll leave the link of everything which we have mentioned in this video. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, Parth, for having me here.